Yes, we are looking to move a lot of dirt, and you can see there's already a fair bit of dirt moved in this project already. Gum Creek Gold Project, it's previously operated gold mine. You can see on the left of the screen is Swift, on the right is Swan, and then on the horizon is Kingfisher. So there are three of our flagship ore bodies, and you can see there 1 million ounces has already been mined at much lower gold prices. Really excited to restart the Gum Creek Gold Project, which was previously the Gidgee Gold Mine. So we have 2.3 million ounces at 1.9 grams per tonne, so it's quite a high-grade mineralised system. We're going to focus on two mining areas, Gidgee Shear Zone, which you just saw in the first slide, which has 1 million ounces at 2.1, and Howard's, which has 250,000 ounces at just over 1 gram per tonne. We have a feasibility due at the end of this half. We're just going to focus on shallow, free milling, open pit to start with. This system has a lot of underground potential as well, which we're currently drilling. We're drilling at Kingfisher, following up on some really high grades there. We've got 2 diamond drill rigs operating at Kingfisher, and we've also got 1 RC rig that is extending the oxide open pits throughout the belt. There's been 37 open pits mined over this 80-kilometre belt, and they're all open along strike and at depth. So it's a completely underexplored greenstone belt. It has 1 million ounces of previously mined, and we think there's many more millions of ounces to be found and produced over this coming years. There's a number of other operators in the region. So there's 6 operating gold mills within 150 kilometres. So right in the heart of the middle west goldfields of Meekatharra, Wiluna, Mount Magnet, Leinster. Some of the biggest multi-million ounce gold systems in WA surround us in this prolific gold belt. You can see the historic production. It previously was focused on open pit mining for the first 10 to 15 years. They mined at 3.5 grams per tonne at much lower gold prices. So this mine has only operated at gold prices less than $1,000 per ounce. It then went into underground mining and has missed the last 20 years of gold price appreciation. And obviously because of today's gold price, we'll be mining at much lower grades and larger throughputs. So we want to be mining at around 100,000 ounces per annum for a minimum of 10 years, and we think this goldfield could be mined for the next 20 years. So we'll just zoom in to the project thanks to Verify. You can see that 100-kilometre radius. You've got those major gold systems out at Meekatharra, Wiluna, Sandstone. We sit right in the middle of that triangle. We think it's time to build another one. These will be filled. So over the coming years, the capacity of these mills will be reduced significantly. So we think it's time to build a new 2.4 million tonne per annum CIL plant. And we could potentially be a toll treater of other opportunities in the region as well. So zooming into the Gum Creek Gold Project, the feasibility study, which is due in June, will be focused on 2 mining areas at Gidgee and Howard's. The reason we've just focused on those 2 mining areas is to simplify the permitting process and simplify the story. Outside of that initial study, there's another 30 deposits to bring in at a later date. You can see the existing processing plant. Unfortunately, that is too small, so we'll get rid of that. We'll build the 2.4 million tonne per annum out here to the left of the screen. And we're actually going to utilise the existing ROM pad. That's our main ore body over here at the Gidgee Shear Zone. So the 2 flagship assets are Swan and Swift. You can see there's been significant previous mining at both of those ore bodies already. And then that Gidgee Shear Zone heads down to the south, down to Kingfisher, where we currently have the 2 diamond drill rigs drilling out the underground potential of Kingfisher. The undergrounds will not be in the initial study, but they'll be brought in later date. The beauty of these underground mines is they can bring in high grade in the order of 3 to 4 grams per tonne, which would displace the open pit material, which is around 1.5 grams per tonne. And that could bump our ounce profile above the 100,000 ounce per annum. So back to Swan and Swift, you can see it's a large mineralised system, 1.3 kilometres wide. One large open pit will be mined at Swan and Swift. And right next to this Swan Swift open pit will be the 2.4 million tonne per annum CIL plant. Conventional, free milling, simple as it comes as far as metallurgy comes, and we will also consider a 3 million tonne per annum scenario, which we'll include in the study. A 3 million tonnes per annum has the potential to bump us above that 100,000 ounce per annum run rate. So just zooming out to that Gidgee shear zone, we actually have 3 sort of parallel structures. We're now just going to fill in the gaps. All of these ore bodies are open along strike, so we've got the RC rig just peppering the strike extensions of these oxide open pits. We're drilling 80,000 metres this year. We're going to put $20 million into exploration, not because we need to, we've already got 2.3 million ounces, but we think that this is a system that could be mined for not just 10 years, but for 20 years, and we want to show that with the drill bit over the next 12 months. So zooming into Swan and Swift area, it's a high-grade mineralised system. We want to bring the open pit down as low as possible. There's gold everywhere. It's almost like a confetti, and that's why we want to go open pit mining here and get as deep as we can on those high-grade chutes. You can see it's a high-grade system running above 2 grams per tonne. Previous owners actually went underground and they were chasing those high grades, so you can see some significant ounce to 2 ounce per tonne intercepts. The plan is to try and take the pit down as low as possible, and we'll mine out all that high grade within the open pits. So Kingfisher, this is a much more tabular, more conventional underground mining opportunity. Currently drilling the down plunge extent, so it's heading down here. And there is a previous underground there, so you can see the previous owners set up the underground quite nicely, so we could dewater and be in there very quickly for very low capital intensity. Some of the grades that we're following up here at Kingfisher, you can see in the order of an ounce per tonne throughout the system as well. So we're quite confident there'll be an underground here. That is on top of the base case, which will be open pit mining for the first 7 to 10 years. If we bring this in, this will come in early in the mine life and increase that ounce profile by displacing the open pit material. So that's the Gidgee shear zone, sits here. The new processing plant will be right next to that. We're also going to truck in Howards. So this is our second mining area that will be included in the feasibility study. Howards is a larger bulk tonnage, lower grade, low strip ratio. So no existing mining on this, no oxide, it's straight into fresh, but free milling. So good, strong recoveries and low strip ratio. So that'll be a good top-up base load feed that we'll bring in from Howards. So they're the 2 mining areas that we'll focus on. The study will come out at the end of the half. Outside of that study, we have the underground at Kingfisher. We also have Wilson's. Wilson is the most defined ore body in this greenstone belt. It has the most deepest drilling, and it is also the highest grade. To mine Wilson's, we would need a concentrator, so we will consider adding a concentrator onto the CIL circuit. You can see significant grade at Wilson's, around 4 to 5 grams per tonne. So there is the opportunity to add Wilson's into the mine plan through the addition of a concentrator. So nice little underground mine at Wilson's. This could do 50 to 60,000 ounces per annum. You add that to the 100,000 ounces per annum from the open pits, and you're in the order of 150 to 160,000 ounces per annum. Currently trading at a significant discount to peers. This chart was done a couple of days ago. It's actually even cheaper today. So we're trading in the order of $80 to $90 per ounce. A lot of our peers at similar stage of development, which is the final stages of studies, are trading at $200 to $300 per ounce. I think once the market realises how well advanced we are, we should trade more in the that $200 to $300 per ounce range, which is a 2 to 3 times uplift from today's prices. So it's a story that hasn't been well promoted yet. It's only just the last few months where we've really started telling the story, bringing the capital markets along the journey. And the journey is into production. There's not many WA gold developers that will be producing in the coming months and years, and we will be one of them. And so you can see a lot of our peers that are in production are trading with $1 to $2 billion market caps. We're currently trading with about a $200 million market cap. So in summary, we have 2.3 million ounces. We're adding ounces at about $20 an ounce. We're looking to spend $20 million on exploration. We're going to drill 80,000 metres, not because we need more gold, but we want to show that this is a mine that will be mined for decades. And it's about creating the excitement around exploration and the underexplored nature of this 80-kilometre greenstone belt. We're simplifying the story by just focusing on those two mining areas, being the Gidgee Shear Zone, which has Swan Swift and Kingfisher and Howards. And that will be the focus of the study, which is due at the end of the half. 2 diamond drill rigs currently on Kingfisher. We'll swing one over to Swan, try and hit some of that ounce and 2 ounce per tonne dirt. We've got existing mining leases. We own the pastoral lease. We're in a prolific gold belt surrounded by multi-million ounce systems and existing infrastructure. We have a team that has built, owned and operated mines all around the world, including Africa and Australia. So the ex-Resolute team. So we've got a team that has built in more difficult jurisdictions than WA. It's probably the best time I've seen in my career to be building a mine anywhere, but particularly in Western Australia. The best capital markets I've ever seen, both from an equity and debt perspective. So the time is ripe for another gold producer on the ASX, and looking forward to the journey. And welcome to the Gum Creek Gold Project and Horizon Gold. Thank you for your time.